What's going on, guys? I'm Weston Mack, and welcome back to another 10-minute video. And in today's video, we'll be going over the Marvel Rivals Kingsman $40,000 tournament ban and my own perspective on this whole drama as a one-trick competitive brig player. If you haven't already, please make sure to like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. We jump right into this topic. So I actually had a completely different video planned out for today that actually is uploaded and ready to go, but I delayed it till tomorrow as I wanted to go over this drama while it was hot, but not boiling hot, as I wanted everybody to have their own discussions, apologies, Google Docs, Twitlongers. Speaking of long, geez Louise, the original Kingsman video that I watched right when it came out, within like a couple hours actually, is actually an hour-long TikTok. And if you want to see all the context of everything, I would recommend going and maybe visiting a drama channel or going to each source directly and doing your own research, as personally that's what I did for a lot of this sort of stuff. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't jumping on somebody's opinion and being like, you know what, I think this person's right. Oh, by the way, like 2 days later, this person's revealed to be like, I don't know, a murderer or like a serial killer. So I think enough time has passed. It's been a couple days. Everybody's put out some decent enough apologies if you want to go like that. And honestly, I want to give my own perspective on what's going on here with a little bit of context for you guys. So if you don't know what happened, Kingsman, a top 1 Marvel Rivals player, literally, he was #1 on console and PC for a time, was banned from a Marvel Rivals tournament for bullying and harassment of a one-trick Widow player. And the captain of that team, from videos and stuff like that, was responsible for alerting the admin and the owner of the tournament, sponsored by NetEase, for $40,000, and he was promptly banned after that. And that's basically the context of what the initial context about what's going on here. There is far more from everybody involved here, but my own perspective and my own opinion on if Kingsman is right or wrong and the one-trick player is right or wrong. Kingsman is in the right. He could have said some nicer things and presented the information in a nicer way, but keep in mind, these are both adults, both people with jobs, both people who are either have gone through or currently in college. And it is a lot of petty drama that I don't feel like adults should be involved with. Kingsman, in my opinion, was bullied and harassed by other players in that group, and also the one-trick Widow player and other players involved in this were also harassed, not by Kingsman, but harassed by other people in other communities, even after Kingsman asked people to not be bullying and harassing people. But that's just the internet, and it's really hard to say whether or not Kingsman is responsible for these individuals. I honestly don't think he is, because he has put out a consistent message of don't go out and bully people, and I honestly believe that he is saying that to be truthful and not to bully people, and not to cover his own butt and say that, oh, actually I told everybody not to bully people, so it's not responsibility. I think he's honestly trying to not have people be bullied because he himself was bullied, and I don't believe that he wants other people to go through what he went through. So that's my perspective on this. The Widow player should have swapped, and Kingsman is in the right, plain and simple. However, I do want to give my perspective on what's going on here as a brig one-trick player. If you don't know who I am Weston Mack, also go by Sam of the Owl on Overwatch. I am a one-trick competitive brig player, and what does that mean, actually? Most of my lobbies for Open Queue and also 5v5 are in the Masters to GM range. I've been Masters, I've been GM, I have been top 100. I understand this game pretty darn well as a brig one-trick, but I also play this game in a completely different sense. I've been a collegiate Overwatch player for multiple years now, and I'm in the Open League, Face It League as well, and it looks like my team will actually be making it to the playoffs with me as a brig one-trick. But that's not to say that one-tricking is all rainbows and sunshine. And in this scenario, as a Widow one-trick, I think she can see that perspective. So, as a brig one-trick, any team that I join, I am openly stating, being like, hey, by the way, I am a brig one-trick. I know other characters, but if I'm being honest, the best thing you're going to get out of me is me playing brig. And because of that, that has then put me into some relatively awkward situations where it's like, well, we do think you're a good player, but we don't necessarily need a brig all the time. And because of that, I am not always playing. I am truly a quote-unquote brig specialist. Is there an Xbox notification going on? I swear, I hear that every once in a while. I think you heard it on the mic. I don't know. Anyways. I am a Brig one-trick player, and because of that, I am a Brig specialist, so I don't always get playtime. I am a bench former from time to time whenever the meta or whatever team we're playing against we don't need a Brig. So that happens, and I think in this scenario, it should have been like that. I know that they can't bench her, so let me give another perspective. I have played other characters in the competitive scene before. I don't play Lucio or Juno all the time, but I know how to play Lucio, Juno, and Wu Yang, so I've played those in highly competitive collegiate and also Face It League games. I have also played DPS before. I've also played tank before when it was needed, when our teammates were out. I'm able to flex and change even though I am nearing 700 hours as a Masters to Grandmasters top 500 Brig. I still swap, and I believe, and I'm pretty sure she is, I believe she's in Diamond to Grandmaster range, so she is either at my level relatively or below that with less time on Widow, and I'm like, come on, please just swap. And in watching the videos and perspectives, there was just bad words exchanged, there was bad communication exchanged, and man, like, if I'm in a tournament like this, and it's different, in any of the stuff that I've played in, it hasn't been for money. It's been truly to become a better player, to work with better player, to become a better player, work with better players. If I make it to the playoffs, I'll be playing for $1,000. So at that point, I can even say that I also understand what playing for money is like. But $40,000 for people who are in the younger age bracket, including Kingsman, who is also a college student who needs the money, you can't be going into this tournament one-tricking and honestly believing that you shouldn't change. You shouldn't play differently. You shouldn't play a different character because it means a lot for other people. And in the competitive sense, I honestly believe that you should change, and like, truly, you're in the way of other people trying to do their best. And if you're the person who's bringing the entire team down, have the competitive and moral integrity. I know morality in a video game is like, sounds kind of ridiculous, but have the moral integrity to be the better person in that scenario. And you could say the same thing for Kingsman, and just like, oh, just don't harass her and just don't tell her to swap. Well, it's a little different when you're playing in a highly competitive scene with other top 100 players in this game, and people aren't listening to you. It's frustrating. I totally get that, and it's a sense of morality, in my opinion. The player name is Zazadilla. I didn't want to just bring her all the way down just to calling her a one-trick widow. I just couldn't remember her name at the time. But have the morality of swapping to a different character, or swapping your style, or honestly saying that, hey, this is my brand, this is who I am, I don't swap off a widow, this is just how I'm playing. I'm sorry that I am more than likely going to be a large portion about why we might lose some of these games, but that's just how it is, and I won't be able to swap. So now we're in hindsight. I watched a lot of this stuff even before the tournament had even happened, because I think Kingsman released it before the tournament happened. And we now have perspective. Their team did get a good sub in, and I think the player who came in did play well. But their team did lose every single game. The Widow didn't work. Triple support, like he said, was the thing that ended up winning the tournament. And now here we are. Kingsman was proven right, and the Widowmaker was proven wrong, and that's that. Yeah, I think it's a very interesting situation. When I heard about who was involved in this and the whole one-tricking situation, I was like, okay, I think I need to talk about this. I'm not going to talk about drama all the time unless it involves either something that is distinctly significant to me, as in a one-trick player being involved in this, and just really trying to talk this out and not go full like hate mob on these people. I would really like to hear you guys' opinions down below. I think honestly a good discussion would be nice about all this sort of stuff. Please show no hate toward any of these individuals. Show no hate toward the people in the comments down below, whether they support one side or the other. There's no reason to get absolutely angry and mad over something that we personally as viewers are not absolutely responsible and connected to. I'm just sharing my opinion, and I want to hear your guys' opinion as well. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the Brig-only gameplay in the background. I just threw this up. I thought it was kind of funny. Forgot I had this recorded. So, Anyways, I'll see you guys next time, and yeah.